All right, what's going on, you guys? Unfortunately, we have another really major death in the bodybuilding industry. This time, Cedric McMillan, at the age of 44 years old. I got a text this morning, a couple hours ago, telling me this news, and I was like, there's no way. And then someone else texted me the exact same thing, and I was like, man, this is awful. Cedric was a family man. He had a lot of kids. He served in the military. He gave, in my opinion, one of the best Arnold Classic victory speeches of all time back in 2017. In addition to winning that Arnold Classic in 2017, he won the New York Pro, he won the FIBO Pro Show, the Levrone Classic, the Romania Muscle Fest. He was a top 10 Olympian multiple times, but more importantly than his placings or his victories, I think it's very safe to say that Cedric was one of the fan favorite bodybuilders for his personality, for a lot of the speeches that he gave, for a lot of the camaraderie that he shared with the other competitors. I was fortunate enough to be backstage at the Arnold Classic for over a decade, and Cedric was competing at a lot of those Arnold Classics, and you would see Cedric backstage smiling and joking around with the other competitors. You would see him at the meet and greet taking 15-20 minutes to talk to every fan, smiling and joking around with the fans that came up to meet him at the meet and greet. I think Cedric will forever be remembered as one of those guys that really took the time out of his day to try to interact with the fans. Now, obviously, there was a lot going on with Cedric. We just saw him pull out of the 2022 Arnold Classic. He was on the competitor list. He was invited. And he put out a post shortly after explaining that, he had these health issues, he was considering retirement, and that he's just been going through a lot. And just recently, at the end of 2021, Cedric had a near-death experience. Towards the end of the year, he was hospitalized with heart problems that were kind of complications from having the virus. He was even put on life support. He was on a ventilator, and in his own words, when he talked about this, he said he was almost dead during that experience. And Cedric has been a topic of conversation a lot recently. Like I said, pulling out of the Arnold Classic, there was the Legion Sports Festival in which he competed. He looked pretty good, but he did not finish the show. He did not show up to finals. And then he had that speech that he posted to social media, kind of talking about, what he's been going through and the fact that he was considering retirement. And even prior to these recent health issues, he had been kept from competing because he had that injury to his hand. He had to get his hand surgically repaired. And because of that, we didn't get to see him compete a lot in recent years. I believe that was after the Arnold Classic 2020 all the way through the Legion show that we didn't see him compete. Now, as to what actually happened to Cedric, what I was told, what I've heard, is that it was a heart attack. And again, considering the fact that just towards the end of 2021, he had complications from the virus specifically relating to his heart. He was having heart trouble. I think that makes sense. So this one, they all suck. None of them are ever a good thing when somebody passes away in the industry, but this one I think is a really big deal because of the personality that Cedric had, and the energy that Cedric brought to every event that he attended. Every time you saw Cedric, like I said, at a meet and greet, backstage, interacting with other competitors, interacting with fans, Cedric brought a different level of energy to these competitions, a different level. He changed the whole vibe. It looks like the word is out right now, and people are starting to find out. A lot of people are hitting me up now asking me what happened. So that's it. That's what I know. I wish it wasn't true, but it is. Rest in peace, Cedric McMillan, 44 years old.